Mustache alert! Welcome back. We're here. It is the Filmstruck Film Club, and I don't know why I'm being so aggressive. I'm Carson. Welcome back. I know you've been here before. But for those that have never been here before, hey, what's going on? I'm Carson. This is Groot. You probably know him. Anyway, we watch a movie a week. That's what we do. It's just like a book club, but for movies. And this week, we watched a really cool one that was on the Criterion channel in the neo-noir section that they added this month. And it's a movie I've wanted to watch for a very long time. I love this director, and you probably do too. Monsieur Brian De Palma. He is an American filmmaker, and you've probably seen Carrie or what's that other one I like? Scarface, Carlito's Way. What's up? I don't know. You know, I've never seen Dressed to Kill, but I want to watch that. Untouchables. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. But Blowout is something that I had not really known about for very long. Or at least it wasn't really like on my radar or something I really wanted to watch. But it's been coming up a lot recently, and I was in the mood to watch something about a sound guy this week. So we watched Blowout by Brian De Palma, and it was so fucking good. It is a neo-noir, so it's got that nice dark edge to it. It is, from what I understand, it is based upon or loosely inspired by Blow Up, which is an Antonioni film, and they share a similar storyline, but they're not quite the same. I have not seen Blow Up, so I could be totally wrong. Maybe they're exactly the same. And yes, I know, I haven't seen Blow Up. I'm on my way. I'll get there. The second they put it on the channel, we're going to watch it together. Yeah, this is a 1981 film that it's like very well reviewed. People seem to have grown to like it over the years because it didn't really make a whole lot of money when it first came out, but it is now a full-on cult classic. A lot of people think it's Brian De Palma's best film. It's got a lot of like Hitchcock flavor to it. John Travolta gives a really incredible performance. Like it's almost like the Saturday Night Fever guy who doesn't care about his looks as much. Even though he's still a handsome fucker. You know what I mean? But the beginning of this movie is so awesome. It's like, it opens up as this slasher film, very like Michael Myers, you know, from the murderer's perspective, and we're going through like a sorority house, and it's got this great like peeping Tom voyeurism thing. Just right out the gate, you're kind of like, this is cool, and there's all these sound effects of like a beating heart and random weird shit, and you know, you quickly find out that we are watching playback of a B horror film that's being edited, and John Travolta is the sound guy. And the director is saying like, you know, we need a scream on this bitch that'll work. And John Travolta's like just this cool sound guy, so he goes out to get some new sounds. He's out there at night recording the wind, and he happens to record the audio of a car accident. This car accident leads to a car that goes into the river. He jumps into the river and he gets the girl out. But there was someone driving the car who dies. Spoiler alert. Yeah, we're going to keep spoiling this movie. So if you haven't watched it yet, you should get out of here. Anyway, so we get the girl out of the car. We get her to the hospital. He's being questioned and stuff. And all of a sudden there's all this hubbub because what he didn't know was the guy driving the car was the governor who was running for president and was like most likely going to win. There's actually this really great thing at the beginning. You remember because you watched the movie and you turned it off if you don't want spoilers, right? Where we see Travolta's character, I'm going to call him his Jack Terry. A great character, by the way. Great character name. We see him like doing his job, you know, all the sound equipment. We're watching it on one side of the screen, and on the other side of the screen, we're getting this news footage. And so it's just this really cool technique that is a very De Palma thing. I don't know if he made it up or if he stole it from somebody. He also has this great, I just call it a De Palma shot. I've always recognized it ever since I saw it in the Untouchables, where it's like, it looks like this. Somebody's in the way immediate foreground, and then there's stuff happening back here. I don't know if it's a special lens or a special editing technique, but maybe one of you film nerds that's more advanced than me can tell me what that's all about. Killer music in this film. a really awesome like guitar, drums, like rock score, which even today is still kind of rare. And with it, you have all this incredible string music that's very cinematic and very like Hitchcock. There's a lot of Hitchcock going on in this movie, and from what I understand, and a lot of Brian De Palma's work. And what a guy to rip off from, you know? He's awesome. Where was I? Oh yeah, Hitchcock. We talked about that. Yeah, man, John Lithgow winds up showing up in this movie too, and he is like super creepy. He plays the guy who shot out the tire, because that's something we haven't really talked about. And it's actually really cool. So when John Travolta's filming or recording the audio, right, and he witnesses the car accident happen, and he gets the audio, and he's like, Jesus Christ, boom, and he jumps into the water. We see somebody else like kind of scurry away. You come to find out that he's taken pictures or he filmed the accident and has like sold those photographs to magazines and whatever. Travolta's character does this really cool sequence where he puts all of the still frames together at the place he works. He goes and uses the animation camera and puts them all together and kind of makes the film version so he could sync up his sound, because he is convinced that it was a gunshot that then led to the blowout of the tire. Not just a blown out tire out of nowhere, but that it was a deliberate thing. And he puts it all together, and it's this really like precise and deliberate procedural section of this film, and it's really cool because it's like De Palma clearly has a love of cinema and movie making, and sound design and recording is such an art unto itself, and you hardly notice it. Well, that's not fair to say. But when you're watching a movie, you don't necessarily always think about the person with the microphone that's like getting that sound to sound just right, because we didn't record it that way on the day. Played out perfectly by the fact that the actress they hired has this terrible scream, right? So we're constantly looking throughout the film for like the right sounding scream. And boy, do they find it, right? Because John Lithgow's character, there's like the craziest storyline that does make sense, but it's just like, whoa, we're trying to kind of cover the tracks and get rid of the girl that Jack Terry saved and all that stuff. It's like to not make it look like a political assassination, John Lithgow goes on this like fake serial killer spree where he's trying to like kind of like steal the focus from this governor who's running for president who has died, steal the focus from that over to like there's a slasher out on the loose so that he can kill our girl and have it be like, oh yeah, she fits the description of the other people that were killed by this serial killer. So it is kind of cool that the movie does evolve into that first shot that we saw where it's this like voyeuristic, you're the serial killer. And now we like get to watch Lithgow following Nancy Allen. It's really kind of a cool little full circle thing. But yeah, once we get to like the big climax and it's all around the like, what is it, the anniversary of the Liberty Bell or whatever. What a great set piece like to build up towards. It's anyway, once we kind of vanquish the villain and we all this tension is finally like, oh man, is he gonna save her? Is he gonna get away with it? And she screams out to him, and of course, like she's all wired up. You saw the movie, so it's like he catches the scream, and yeah, man, we end the movie in like kind of a super dark way where he didn't save the girl, but it does kind of seem like the truth is gonna come out after all, and the real genuine scream of her like asking for Jack to come help her gets put in the movie, the horror film. And this last shot where the scream that we've just heard is now playing over and over again, and the director is so pleased, but Travolta's got this look on his face where it's like he's just so haunted and tortured by this scream And he even has that line where he's like, it's a good scream, and you could just see how it's fucking killing him. That like, we're really gonna use this real death rattle for this, and it's almost like the perfect ending for this movie, where it's just kind of like the stuff we'll do to make the movie as real as possible or whatever. So it's like a pretty dark way to end the film, and from what I understand, when it came out, it was like a big part of why the movie didn't do very well. Because the word of mouth was like, oh my God, the ending is so fucking bleak. And though it is kind of the perfect ending for this film. Very, you know, I mean, like, without just sitting here and spoiling other movies, it's like Taxi Driver, The Conversation, the Gene Hackman, Francis Ford Coppola movie, even Nightcrawler, like the Jake Gyllenhaal movie that's not that old. They all kind of have this similar guy at the center of it, this like obsessive guy. And, you know, even Joker, I guess, is like the extreme version. But yeah, it's kind of nice that it just fits in this cool subgenre of weird loner who is like out to either like get the truth or, you know, bring the man down. I don't know. All I know is like I really liked this movie, and I'm glad we watched it. I hope you enjoyed it. It was such a cool, fun thriller, right? Travolta, when has he ever been this good? I don't know. He's great in a lot of things, but he's stupendous in this. So yeah, that's our pick this week, right, group? We did good. We're gonna have another pick up tomorrow, which will be exciting. I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but we'll find out together. And then yeah, in the meantime, enjoy your weekend, and I hope that you're getting the most out of this summertime heat. Unless you're in a place where it's like too hot, in which case, you know, be safe. But much love. Talk to you soon.